see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of what we come to be. We are love, we are one, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
All right, let me hear you this time. Here we go.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are one, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
Let's get it clapping out there like this.
Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Last time we say hey, hey, hey. All right, and stay standing for Rise Up, Oh My Soul. You tried to sit down and I got you. Let's keep it up and we'll sing it together.
Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me
right, everybody risen up and ready to go? All right, good morning. My name is Reverend Art Pat. I'm a staff minister here, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. But before we start our clam bake today, I have a question I got to ask. Yeah, clam bake, you know, celebration of...
Oh, I don't smell any clams.
Well, maybe it's a personal thing, I don't know. So, who is rooting for the 49ers or Lions today?
49ers.
Lions? Just, all right. I got to make it. Ravens. That's the all right. Good. We got some football players. All right. Well, welcome to the center. I just want you to know that we're a spiritual community. We're a trans-denominational community, which means that we kind of honor all paths to God as we practice our Science of Mind principles. And everyone is welcome. You know, whatever you said last night, it's fine. You're welcome here. Whatever you did last week, it's fine. You're welcome here. We don't judge. We don't care. So please join me as I read the Flames of Faith, signify our belief in spirit. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we will honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the path, the ethical path of living by a sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as our highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As practitioner Jill Burnett lights that last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here today. If you would join me in 2 minutes of silence.
Good morning, everyone. I want to share something that I found the other day, and I'm going to read that, and then I'll do a short spiritual mind treatment. Fear clouds our perception of the truth. Overwhelming in its appearance, it draws our attention and distorts reality. In contrast, love casts out all fear. Love opens our hearts and minds. When we tune into love, within the view of any situation, it gains clarity. Passion is a joyous emotion that allows us to feel love and understanding for all things. Today, we let passion be our guide and know that we are chosen to walk in the light of the spiritual resources given to us by God. Knowing there is only one power, one presence, one infinite source that I call God. I know that God is in me, through me. As for it is everyone here. I know that this power, this presence, shows up in our life as love, true love, giving us abundance in clarity, joy, peace, and perfect health. Today I know that for each and every one of us, we live with passion and purpose. We let our light shine for the world to see. I give great thanks for this, knowing that it is so, and together we say, and so it is. Okay, we're going to do our global vision. This is a short version of the global vision. If you would like the full version, it's out in the foyer. We see a world forever, where humanity rediscovers personal creative power, where we live as one global family, where communities are involved in meaningful service to the world, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. Now we're going to do today's affirmation together. I am co-creating a world that works for all, and so it is. Awesome.
All right. The moment someone's been waiting for their whole life. We have a newbie here, a new performer this morning, first time here, Kristen Lee. Yeah, that's it. Give her another hand already.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for having me. This is a song called Made of Stars that I wrote because I think I know that I need a reminder of how miraculous life is and how many miracles are everywhere and how powerful we are. Yeah, we're going to do that. Is that okay?
Which one are we doing?
Made of Stars.
Oh. Hang on. I wasn't ready for that one.
Sorry about that. We wanted to save the sing-along one. We're kind of priming the pump here, getting you guys going.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I believe in miracles, and I believe they happen every day. This life we live, it can be so magical when we know that all we wish is on its way. So let the peace and love you are illuminate this place. Let your happy thoughts shine out like sunbeams from your face, like fireflies in the firelight. We just can't help but glow. We are so much more than we could ever know. The sun and moon can't compare to you. Should you forget who you are, you are made of stars. I believe the universe is making all the pieces fit just right, don't you? Even when there's pain and you just can't find the words, they always show up at the perfect time. So let the peace and love you are illuminate this place. Let your happy thoughts shine out like sunbeams from your face. Like fireflies in the firelight, you just can't help but glow. We are so much more than we could ever know. The sun and moon can't compare to you. Should you forget who you are, we are made of stars. Woo! See how you shine, 'cause you're so divine. Should you forget who you are, you are made of stars. Come on. You were made, you were made, you were made, you were made of stars. Don't you know you are worthy? You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Don't you know how worthy you are? You are made of stars. You are made of stars. Come on, let's jam it out a little bit. Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Let's give her another hand. It's so wonderful to have some new talent come join us. I really appreciate you joining us this morning. Whew, you are worthy. I don't know. I think I'm done. Thank you. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of having a baby shower here at the Center for our own youth and family coordinator, Kay Allen. Did you know that she is due in early March? Wow, congratulations, Kay. She's in with our youth right now, and she's going to be going on maternity leave soon. And we do have one volunteer who has offered to step up and help while she's on maternity leave, but we could use some other people. So if youth are and children are something that you really enjoy, I'd love to hear from you. Mary, you could talk to me or Mary. We're looking for folks who'd be willing to volunteer one Sunday a month while Kay's on maternity leave. So, I'm hoping that inspires some folks who have been thinking that they wanted to get more involved with our kids. Let us know. Thank you. We are kicking off this year with a grand rising. That is the theme for this year, for 2024. And the grand rising is really this idea that we start off each day knowing that we are worthy, to borrow some lines from your song, to knowing that we can rise tall and know who we are and walk out into the world as confident and secure and authentic spiritual beings. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for us to really practice what we preach. We talk and have been teaching for 100 years now this philosophy of science of mind, this philosophy of awakening, of being conscious individuals, of walking out in the world. And, I have found personally that this philosophy is the philosophy of individual healing first. There's an individual healing that happens for each one of us, and we do a really good job with that. But there's a whole world. There's a whole world that needs that greater revelation of their worthiness and their spiritual magnificence, if you will. And so I think that our philosophy is really maturing. We're evolving into a place where it's time for us to walk the talk, to be that. One of my prayer partners used to tell me from time to time, she says, your healing consciousness is required wherever you go. And I think that's true for each one of us, that as we really begin to know who we are, right? Because this teaching is about remembering. It's about remembering who we are. It's time for us to remember who the rest of the world is as well, and to reflect that wherever we go. In addition to this wonderful theme of a grand rising, we are going through the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. This textbook was written by Ernest Holmes. A lot of this is talks that he gave that was further refined in 1938. It was a long time ago, 1938. And in those first 4 chapters, we have the basic principles of what we teach. So in the first chapter, the thing itself, that's really absolute causation, that everything comes from one cause. And sometimes we talk about it in simpler terms. We refer to that thing itself as the seed, that one idea that comes from consciousness, that comes from spirit, that comes from you, that we plant into what the second chapter is all about. The second chapter is the way it works. And in that second chapter, we're talking about the law. We're talking about how when we plant that seed in the soil of absolute law, then something happens to that. And what happens to that is the third chapter, which is what it does. What it does is it begins to come to life. We plant that seed of thought into the fertile soil of the law, and it shows up in our world as manifestation and demonstration. And so those are the 3 basic principles of what we teach. It's, in essence, the creative process, where we are working in co-creation with the divine to create a reality. Now, the 4th chapter, the 4th chapter is how to use it. And when we talk about how to use it, we're really talking about, let's call it gardening, right? Call it gardening. We plant the seed in the soil of the law. It brings forth a plant, and how do we work with that whole system of working with cause and working with the law and creating the world that we experience around us. And then the next evolution that we've been talking about a little bit over the last year or so, and we're going to talk about a lot more this year, is how do we take this teaching and create a world that works for all? Not only a world that works for you, but a world that works for everyone. Well, Holmes writes in the beginning of the chapter, one of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice, right? It's really easy to think about all these lovely ideas about the divine working through us and having those things that we want to experience in life come forward for us, wonderful ideas that we can cultivate, to use that gardening metaphor a little bit. Holmes goes on to say, as a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. That which we cannot prove may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly must be and is the truth. So there's a reason we call ourselves spiritual scientists or religious scientists. The reason we do that is because we are always working with our thoughts and the conditions around us to cultivate and to create that which we want to bring forward. And what Holmes is saying in here is that there's a difference between playing with pretty ideas and knowing that you know that you know that you know. That line from your song again, being worthy, knowing that you're worthy, like waking up in the morning and there's not a second thought in everything you do throughout the day that you're worthy. If it's any consolation, I haven't reached it yet either. So, I'm still this spiritual being having this human experience, walking through life, with other human beings. And so this is why we talk about and continue to look at these first 4 chapters. We continue to look at this philosophy. We continue to look at how we can evolve. What is it? Gardening is not just about planting. I've tried that. I've tried just putting seeds in the ground and watering them, and where's my plant? It requires a little bit of weeding, right? We have to cultivate the soil. We have to pull out the weeds. We have to find out if there's any obstructions in the soil, and those obstructions are sometimes our limited thought forms, our limited ideas that we might be holding on to. And so when we look at this fourth chapter, Holmes also writes, who we are in, let me start that one again. We are in this world and of it, and it is good that it is so. Who knows what would transpire if all humanity would speak the truth? It has never been tried. It has never been tried. All humanity has never tried speaking that truth, that divine truth that we all know, that is this existence that we have as human beings walking on the earth, that we are here to know love. And we're here to know all the different ways that love shows up. And in my world, there are a lot of things that I don't think love when I first see them. I don't think love when I see that guy at Costco with the sign saying he's hungry. I feel some compassion, I feel some sadness, but it's hard for me to know that when I see someone who's suffering, that they're God-informed too. And I think when we are working with this teaching and these principles and we begin to really practice them and embody them, not just speak the pretty language, but to really know the truth, then we'll see the world from that truth. And we'll begin to know what's ours to do. Sometimes mine to do is to help somebody out. Maybe give some money out my car window. Sometimes what's mine to do is to take care of what's in front of me. But I have to listen to my heart and to know what's mine to do and to not get caught up in what I refer to as dehumanizing the other that I see who might be suffering, because it's much, or challenging me, or angering me, or saying things that I don't like, or behaving in ways that I don't think are proper. That's when I get stuck in my human judgment, and I get lost in what I think is right and wrong, as opposed to knowing that there is one cause in the universe and that we each get to express it in so many different ways. In the Science of Mind textbook, when we do this chapter, I have to read this one section because we're talking about our use of cause. We're talking about our use of this spiritual philosophy. And Holmes writes this somewhat whimsical section on page 52. Those of you who know it by page 52, get ready, here it comes again. Hence it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing to not work. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then according to principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does. Only it does according to our belief that it will not. This is our own punishment through the law of cause and effect. So when we're working with this philosophy, what we have to understand is that the real work happens in our beliefs and our embodiment of truth. That for us to really be the living, walking, talking embodiment of this philosophy, it takes a little heavy lifting to go deep enough to know the truth for ourselves. I read this piece this morning on Facebook. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it helps me keep track of all my friends. And it was a piece written by Laura Lentz, and I want to read a little bit of it to you. And it's a little gritty, but when we talk about how to use it, I think, and how to take it out into the world, I think she really nails it. She writes, I was 19, and then I was 22. I was skinny and hot and steaming. I was skinny and hot as the steaming coffee I drank black every morning from Jack's Deli. I had the gray fitted designer winter coat. Men turned when I passed construction sites and whistled and put down their hammers. I could dance to anything, salsas, the two-step, improv. Just put on the music and I was all in. I stole clothes from John Wanamaker and Saks Fifth Avenue, and I had boots, bodysuits, 1-pound earrings. I danced to Donna Summer, Madonna, Blondie, under disco balls, under the moonlight, in the Black Banana and Studio 54. The bouncer always called to me to the front of the line. They had nicknames for me and me for them. I sweat, I jiggled. I can't say that word here right now. And I judged other women who couldn't dance, didn't have a sense of style, who ate too much, who were too fat, too loud, or too in love, or not in love enough, or were too old wearing too short skirts. What were they thinking? I was on top of the world, and I was with a man who loved the wild weed of me. And when he saw me judge another woman or another man or the male prostitute dressed like Little Bo Peep who hung on my front steps leading up to my apartment, he would say things to me about the people I judged. He would say, look how beautiful she thinks she is. Or he'd say, baby, you don't know her story. Or he'd say, she's trying to get attention. Let's give her some. He dug through my closet while I was getting ready to go to dinner with him, and when I searched for my favorite green designer sweater with the pearl buttons, I'd usually find it on Little Bo Peep. And my man would say he was cold, and I gave it to him while you were in the shower. He'd buy me another sweater. I studied how he moved through the wintry world beside me. I watched him glide with grace and love and kindness and forgiveness and laughter. I saw something in him, and he saw something in me that nobody else saw, and I began to see it too. He saw my broken from my broken family and my potential to love the way we were all meant to love each other. He made love to me tenderly to heal my broken, and sometimes with hunger to catch my insatiable desire to feel even more alive. He saw my potential to see, my potential to feel, my potential for empathy and kindness. He taught me how to love the two loud women checking out at the grocery store and the man who held up the plane and then demanded a different seat after we've all been waiting a half an hour. He taught me to love the taxi driver who took us to the opera, who had 8 children who couldn't make his rent. We gave him our tickets, a night at the opera, and a check for what he would have made that night. Love is a verb, and we practiced it together. As a fledgling in training, I discovered each of the persons that I had judged had a story I didn't know, and every person that I looked at or laughed at or decided who they were was me hiding from my own humanity. Because the truth is, it's sometimes hard to see. I began to see little Bo Peep, whose mascara was always streaking down his cheeks from crying, and I let him into my designer closet. I began to see all of the Jack at the Deli guys. Their gruffness was from the lack of sleep from taking care of his mother. Now, when I look back at that time, I understand I was with a man who was my spiritual guide, but he just looked like an electrician from Philadelphia who left hoagie wrappers on the floor of his red Ford Bronco. The man I loved left too soon, and his memory is still there every day to remind me to have compassion and not judgment, because you never know another person's heart until you stop and ask them about their life and listen. Chauncey launched me into the magnificence and complicated and tragic world with a heart that had eyes, and I wanted to say this morning that I see you, and I want your story, and I can receive your story and reflect your goodness and your beauty back to you as it was done for me. Because once you know how to love, nobody can take that from you. I read that story, that writing, and I didn't read it all. There's more to it. She's an amazing writer, but what she's talking about is walking this talk. She's talking about loving the world as we see it, not the world we decide has to be right or wrong. We make all these little decisions all day long about what people should do and what people shouldn't do, or what I should do or what you should do. This Chauncey, this spiritual guide that she had in the form of her partner, reminds me of my ex-husband, disguised as a carpenter in Baltimore, who was always kind and compassionate, who taught me how to get out of my own head and to open my heart, taught me how to love unconditionally. We all need Chaunceys and Jameses in our life, people who can remind us how to use it. How do we use this beautiful teaching that has set us free, that has opened our lives, so that we can see others from that same pair of eyes that has held us and has seen us for who we are? There's a lot of really great information in that 4th chapter. I encourage you to read it. Holmes talks about taking action. Holmes talks about being you. Holmes talks about the need for us to walk this teaching out. It was maybe a simpler time in 1938 when that chapter was written. Maybe we just had less information. Maybe we really didn't know what was happening out in the world. Because I have to believe there have been people on our planet who have been struggling and thriving and everything in between. And so for us to really do the gardening of our lives, it requires us to walk out in love, to see those places where our love is needed, and as my t-shirt says, pour your heart out. Allow the walls of your heart to come down long enough so that you can pour that beautiful love that has been so freely poured onto you out into the world. That's how we make and create a world that works for all. You don't have to know how we're going to solve all the world's problems, but you have to be willing, if you're interested in this prospect of a world that works for all. You have to be willing to be vulnerable, to share your love, to share your gifts and all the gifts that you've been given. How do we use this teaching? Well, sometimes we just have to let it use us. Sometimes we just have to show up. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jules. So let's pray. Knowing that when we speak the word, when we allow our minds and our hearts to open up to the allness of who we are, there is a power and a presence that is animating all of that. And so we turn our attention inward, knowing that there is indeed a power and a presence, a divine wisdom and intelligence that is available to each one of us. And so we move our consciousness, our awareness to that space within us that has never been harmed, that is completely whole, and we allow ourselves to know our own wholeness, our own worthiness. And it is in that knowing of our own wholeness and worthiness that we look out through the eyes of that wholeness and worthiness, and we see it. We see it in the obvious places, and we see it in the not-so-obvious places. And we allow ourselves to be inspired. We trust God as it moves us forward so that we can be that place where God shows up as us. And so in this moment, I bless each one for the willingness to see the world in all of its grittiness and all of its beauty and all of its misunderstanding and all of its clarity, and to allow our hearts to be open, to allow the guardians of our vulnerability to step down so that we can be that full influx of spirit in the world this day, so that we can know love, so that we can be love, so that we can receive love. For it is a perfect circulation of energy that moves in, as, and through each one. And so I know as we move through this week, we continue to be open to our divinity as well as our humanity, knowing that it's all God. And it is with gratitude that I surrender this word, surrender this prayer back into the law from which it came, knowing that each one is served in their own unique way. I give thanks for this. And together we anchor this in love by saying, and so it is. And now it's time to bring back our wonderful soloist. If you won't join us, please. Thank you.
I want to give you a hug. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. So this is a song called Peace, Love, and Happiness. We're going to keep the good vibes flowing here and invite you to sing along with us. You got it? Yeah. Okay, that's a verbal contract, so. Shout out to my soul sisters all around the world. Can you feel the music pumping through your soul when you step out of your comfort zone? 'Cause we're alive and beautiful. We are strong yet vulnerable. vulnerable. They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. No more negativity, just brush it off your shoulder. Life is on our side, we were born to thrive. If you're feeling groovy, hold your arms out wide. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace and love, y'all, soaking up the good vibes. Warm my skin like sunshine. Peace, love, and happiness. That's what it's all about. You're feeling alright. All the rhythm sounding so tight. Peace, love, and happiness. You're flying so high. You know that we ain't coming down. No, no. Come on, don't be shy. To my brothers and my soul sisters all around the world, shining that light, yeah, you're getting it, girl. We got wisdom, style, and grace. We're not just a pretty face. Even when things fall apart, we still dream with all our heart. You're a queen, so claim your crown. What we need in the world right now is love and happiness. Let's hear ya. Soaking up the good vibes. Warm my skin like sunshine. That's what it's all about. You're feeling alright. All the band is sounding so tight. Peace, love, and happiness. You are flying so high. You know that we ain't coming down. Come on, y'all. All right, come on, put your hands together. All we need is peace. That's right. Soaking up the good vibes. Warm my skin like sunshine. That's what it's all about. You're feeling alright. All this all sounding so tight. Peace, love, and happiness. You're flying so high. You know that we ain't coming down. You know that we ain't coming down. To my brothers and my soul sisters all around the world. To my brothers and my soul sisters all around the world. All around the world, y'all. Ooh, oh, oh. Thank you so much. Woo, great job singing.
Woo! Chris, who expected that? Come on, give her another hand. Holy schmoly guacamole. All right. Hey, there's another half over here. It's called the band. Let's give them an acknowledgement. We got Joel Jules on the piano. Give him a hand. Wow, wow. You're hired. I have no power, but you're hired. All right, now it's time for our conscious giving. And yeah, it's time to give from our hearts and our pocketbooks. And if today is your day to give, that's fantastic. If today is not your day to give, we have these little blessing cards. And, put your hands on it, love it, pray it. And if we get the stewards to come forward, that'd be awesome. All right. Before I read the affirmation, the blessing card says, in deep gratitude for all my blessings, I place this card in the basket. I ask that these offerings be blessed, appreciated, and multiplied. It is my honor to give my blessing in this way. Thank you, God, universe, and spirit. And there it is. Please repeat after me for our prosperity affirmation. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
Please sing with me. Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
Thank you, God. Thank you for the opportunity to give, to receive, to make a change in this world through our willful consciousness. And so it is. So it is. Hey, you know, I forgot to, hey, Songbird, come back here. I forgot to thank the Songbirds, wherever you are. All right. Is there anyone here for the first time? Oh, yay. Well, raise your hand. Raise your hand. We have a gift for you, a gift bag for you that has a gift inside, a coupon. So go to take it to the bookstore. So raise your hands. All right. Only one coupon. You say coupon? Q? I say coupon. Coupon. Water. Okay. We have practitioners after the service that are here to change your life in a miracle mile. Go see them. They are Tony Sparks, Kathy Story, Patrick Friedman. They'll be available after the service for your mental, spiritual, conscious connection. Okay. Now, I've been waiting to do this for a month. It's time to welcome the Honorable Lord Clark of Wilson to the podium to do. Come on, get your butt up here, Clark Wilson.
Okay, here we go. We're rolling now. Mary Brogdon invites you to a Conscious Connection gathering today after the service, promptly at 11:50, in the room next to the youth room on the other side of the lobby. Look for signs directing you. Okay. This Wednesday, January 31st at 6:30 p.m., you are invited to a healing service with Reverend Alice. This is the 5th Wednesday service. Our executive suites upstairs has a few vacancies. We are once again offering a $200 referral fee to anyone who sends us a lead on a new tenant who then signs a 1-year lease. The Adult Sunday School discussion series began last Sunday with 18 people, which is really good. We want more today. And it's a lively discussion. The class is from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Reverend Alice will show a series of half-hour videos each week and lead a discussion based on the topic of rescuing Jesus from fundamentalism. No one attended on Zoom last week, but we're going to keep the hybrid option open and available, and the link for the Zoom is on our website. Please register online for the 10-week class with practitioner and coach Dave Friedman starting Tuesday evening, February 6th on Zoom. The class is called Basic Skills for Living an Authentic Life. In this class, you will learn the basic principles of the science of mind philosophy for living a richer and fuller life. Please register early because a minimum of 8 students is required to hold the class, and I'm sure there's more than 8 of you that would like to go. We are now accepting applications for 2 new members on the Board of Trustees. If anyone is interested in serving your center in this way, please ask Reverend Alice or Tony Sparks for an application. The election of new board members takes place at the annual membership meeting on March 17th after the service. The application form is also available online through a link in the newsletter and on our website. Well, it's game night this coming Friday night. I know we're all excited for that. Yeah, the cards are at 5 p.m. and dominoes at 7 p.m. Next Sunday, the 4th of February, is the first Potluck Sunday. Bring a friend and bring some really, really delicious food, too. I suspect Colonel Aloysius P. Clark will have something very tasty as well. Here at CSLCV, we have opportunities through the week to connect with like-minded people for mutual learning and fellowship. For information about the various opportunities, pick up one of these colorful brochures in the lobby, or check out the incredibly creative and tremendously informative pop-up video on our website at cslcv.org, produced by a man of extraordinary talent. Now, please stand up and sing.
Right here, right now, we're gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, we're gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done to me as I believe. Right here, right now, is where I am. Let's take it up. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done to me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. One more time together out loud. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done to me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, is where I am.
Right here, right now, where I am, I know that we are worthy. We are God-informed, and we know it, we show it, and so it is.